With that, we're moving straight into Michael from Gorgias. You may recognize him from 30 minutes ago. Welcome back, Michael.
Wow, what an intro.
from time such as 30 minutes ago. But yeah, great to have you back. Let's just get straight into it. I'm going to add your screen here. I'm really looking forward to showcasing automation. I know you've got the pre-revenue tool from Gorgias is still my favorite feature, showing the ROI of those live chats and conversations that lead directly to sales. But there's so much more going on now that you've added so many different layers of AI and machine learning to understand tickets and then use that to automate things. So with that said, I will let you take it away.
You got it, baby. Derek, thanks for having me. It's such a pleasure again to be here. This community is growing. It's like familiar faces every time. So it's an honor, a pleasure. For those in the audience that missed me 30 minutes ago, just a quick background, my story. I was a merchant. I was in your shoes, like less than a year ago. Was a merchant for 6 years, CEO, co-founder. We were acquired in December of 2020 after a very challenging holiday season. It was December 2020, in fact. Like we were just about at the end of the holiday season. So I was juggling 2 major projects at the same time, but we managed to pull it off. It was a tough holiday season for sure. Lots of ups and downs, but we managed to pull through. So hopefully I'll be able to shed some light on what we did. And I think what's important here is that for the purpose of this presentation, we for a long time were juggling different help desks. So, and even we tried to manage holiday seasons without a help desk. In fact, for many years, we were basically managing our entire support through a single email address that we were sharing within our team. We used Zendesk for a little while. That didn't cut it. We used Freshdesk for a little while. That didn't cut it. We used the point solution for chat for a little while. We're using Olark. That didn't cut it. And about 3 months before we were acquired, so not for very long, we discovered Gorgias. And in that 3-month period, and this is like, again, a shameless plug, but it totally transformed the way that we manage support and drove revenue through support. It was no longer a cost center for us. It was in a lot of ways a profit center. And it was actually the reason why I joined Gorgias after the company was acquired. So with all of that, I'm going to go through this presentation for you guys and hopefully shed a little bit of light on how Gorgias can help you guys, be successful this holiday season. And the title of this presentation is Increasing Conversion and Retention Through Personalized Customer Experiences for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So that's a bit wordy. Let's just like make that easy. We're going to make you money. We're going to turn that cost center into a profit center. And it's actually pretty straightforward how we're going to do it. So there's going to be about 3, I think in this presentation, I have 3 steps. So just pay attention. I'll go through each of those steps one at a time. But I want to start here because we got to get a lay of the land. We got to sort of take the 30,000 foot view. And I don't want you guys to fall into this category of businesses that experience this problem. So 75% of customers shopping in 2022 would take their business to a competitor within a week for experiencing poor customer service. That's huge. And you wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that percentage. So let's think about ways that we can actually improve customer support, improve that customer experience, and make it easy. Okay, we don't need to reinvent the wheel here. This is pretty straightforward stuff, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so again, to sort of lay the land. These are the standard benchmarks in e-commerce today, and frankly, buyers are frustrated. So most of us in the audience here today are shopping online. This is, we do a lot of shopping online. I shop online often, probably maybe too much. And my experience with customer support has been problematic, to say the least, with a lot of the stores that I'm shopping that aren't using Gorgias, frankly. 12 hours is the average for first contact time. 17 hours is for the average for resolution time. So if you combine those two numbers, we're looking at around 29 hours by the time a customer actually gets a response or a resolution. That's a crazy amount of time. That's way too long. And it's leaving buyers frustrated. And as we saw in the previous slide, if they're having a crummy experience, they're very likely, in fact, 79% more likely, or at least 79% of people would take their business elsewhere. So, And this is probably something that you've experienced as well, feeling, like there's no personalization and feeling like another ticket number, especially during the holiday seasons. This sucks. If you're looking for answers and all you're getting is high ticket number 4,653, it doesn't lead to a very good experience. And then finally, this feeling like nobody's listening. This happens all the time. When you're looking for support from a brand, and you have to repeat your order number, you have to repeat your tracking number. It's basically a broken system. So this is really, pay attention here, because this is a really important slide. And I want you guys in the audience to think about where you probably sit right now in terms of your customer engagement. So like where do you see yourself on this scale? And let me explain how this scale works. So level 1, this means that you're automating 0% of your tickets. You probably have one channel for support, and you probably have 0 integrations in your help desk. Okay, that was me, by the way, before Gorgias. So 0% of tickets automated. We were using one single channel for support. And what do I mean by channels for support? I mean like all the different channels: Facebook, Instagram, phone, SMS, live chat, email, all those different channels. So if you're using one, you're sitting at level 1. And if you have 0% of your tickets automated, you're sitting at level 1. And what does this mean? It probably means that you're delivering a first response time of over 12 hours and a resolution time of over 24 hours. Okay, so raise your hand if that's you. We're going to get you guys to level 5. Starting with level 2, we're going to get 2% of your tickets automated. We're going to introduce more channels, more integrations, and eventually where we want to get you is up to a level 8. Okay, so what do we mean by level 8? That means that you have 8 channels. Okay, so you have live chat, SMS, phone, email, all social channels, all locked up, all aggregated into one single help desk so that you can deliver better support. You're going to have 8+ integrations into the help desk. Okay, so a lot of you guys in the audience may be using Klaviyo. You may be using Yotpo. You may be using Recart. So we're going to be able to actually aggregate all of those channels into one single coherent support environment so that your support team, regardless of the size, will be able to deliver a better support experience. And then how many tickets are we automating? And this is something that Derek has been hammering this entire presentation. It's for good reason. We want to automate as many tickets as we can, especially those that are the more common questions, the more repetitive ones, the ones where the customer is seeking a quick answer and they don't need to talk to an agent. And in fact, in a lot of cases, they don't want to talk to an agent. We want to automate those tickets and we want to deliver fast responses. Okay, so what does this mean? It means a resolution time of 1 hour and a first response time of 15 minutes. And remember what we were talking about earlier, okay? The average in e-commerce today is 29 hours of between a first response time or the first contact time, we call it, and a resolution time. At level 5, and these are where our top performing merchants are sitting, they're delivering a resolution time of 1 hour and a first response time of 15 minutes. Okay, I hope you guys got that. This is a very important slide. And I wanna make sure that we know where we are and where we can be. Okay, so it's a 3-step process to make this customer service exceptional, okay? So we have personalization, automation, and monetization. I'm going to go through each one of these. Personalization, the big word. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to deliver more wow moments. Okay, what does that mean? Well, number 1, we want to create a unified omnichannel experience. And I mentioned this before. We want to basically take all of those different channels and do 2 things with them. Number 1, we want to be able to deliver a consistent experience across all of those channels. So the same customer who's asking a question on Facebook or Instagram is going to be getting the same support experience, whether they ask that same question on Instagram or whether they ask it over the phone or whether they ask it on email or live chat, okay? We want to deliver a consistent experience. Imagine you ask a question on Facebook and it takes 24 hours, and you ask a question through email and it takes you 5. We want to deliver the exact same experience across all of those channels and deliver the exact same resolution time and contact time. Okay, so it's got to be a unified omnichannel experience. And then we want to be able to add personalization, those personal data points to communication. Okay, so what does that mean? We're pulling in the customer's information right into the response. You can see here, this is a macro or this is a templated response. If you're not using templated responses in support right now, you need to start using them, because that's the fastest way to deliver a personalized or a fast response and a personalized response and one without any errors in the message. This is a templated response, and it's already fitted with all of that customer order information right in the macro. And we can, with Gorgias, you can build any number of macros that you want, and any number of rules that you want, and we'll get into that in a second. So we want to map every channel, and this is, again, this is related to personalization, okay? So you'll see here, we have integrations with Recharge, we have integrations with Klaviyo, and this is something that we have, in fact, we have 50 plus product integrations. It doesn't just end with Klaviyo and Recharge. In fact, we're building really an ecosystem or a platform for support. And you'll understand why in a minute. So with Klaviyo here, you'll see that in the agent console, in the dashboard, we're going to have a full view of every single list or segment that customer belongs to. We're going to have all of their contact information. We're going to see what list they belong to. We're going to see whether they've received any codes. You see that all on the right-hand side. This is in full view of the agent, a full view of the support agent when they're responding to the support inquiries. So they have a very rich understanding of who that customer is and how they've interacted with the store. With Recharge, it's the same, okay? And we can actually push actions back into both of these platforms as well. In the case of Recharge, you'll see here, if they're on a subscription, we could cancel that subscription right out of Gorgias. You also see, of course, the status of that subscription, the interval frequency that they're being charged at, when the subscription was created, and the price. All of this information is, again, right in the agent console. You don't have to go channel surfing trying to find this information and pulling it all 100 different ways, trying to piece the puzzle together. It's all there right in front of you in the Gorgias console. Okay. Post-purchase email upsells. We talked about post-purchase a little earlier, and this is huge. And this is an example of a macro that has been created within a Gorgias environment that's actually pulling, in this case, you see here, hold, there it is, the Shopify data and the Smile.io data. That's the points balance, the points, the rewards points that this customer has in their wallet. It's pulling it right to that macro or that templated response, and it's super accurate. There's no channel surfing. There's no nothing. It's all there right for the agent, and they don't have to do anything. They just send and close, and the macro is there. Derek, I just want to make sure that you can still hear me because my headphones just died.
Oh man, yeah. Can you hear me? Is the question? But
yes, I can hear you. Okay, we're in good shape. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yes, and while I'm here, I loved that graphic of the 5 levels of support. I shared it out on Twitter as soon as I saw it. I was like, "This is money." It explains exactly where we're at and where we need to go.
I use it all the time. We actually just built that 3 or 4 weeks ago. We put all these different pieces together because we're like, we need to show where our customers are and where they were. And it's like the perfect way of explaining that. So I'm glad you like it. Yeah.
Level 5 is such a dream for people. I mean, it's like when I say dream, I mean literally like an unachievable dream in their minds of like a 20-minute.
I know. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing as a merchant, and then Gorgias came along, and I'm like, oh my god, it can be me. Yeah, those are our top performing merchants. I mean, listen, like not everyone's there yet. And it takes a bit of work to get there, of course, and a bit of time making sure that the macros are set up and the rules are set up. But that's exactly what our success team is for. We have rock solid success at Gorgias, and we're there, white glove, to help you all the way there to get to a level 5.
Love it. Awesome. All right, I'm hiding again. Keep going.
Okay. Well, I just want to, thanks for making sure my audio is okay. Okay, number 2, automation. Automate answers to repetitive questions. Okay, so this is a big one. I mentioned earlier. You guys might have remembered 30% of support inquiries are related to order status. Okay, these are questions that don't need complicated answers. We know this. Okay, so we don't want to waste time on them. We want to actually, in fact, spend the time that's wasted on these repetitive questions answering the more important questions, those upsell and cross-sell opportunities during the buying process. Okay, so don't waste your time on those repetitive questions. Let's automate them. And what does that mean? What does that mean for the customer? Well, number one, it shows that your customers that you're reactive, you're responsive, you're available, and you take them seriously, and you want to deliver a more personalized, exceptional experience for them. And it keeps it personally relevant. This is a big one. You know, when we're adding personalization into the equation, we're delivering a superior experience to our competition, because a lot of them, let's be honest, are not equipped to actually deliver a personalized experience. If you're able to personalize that experience, you're upping the ante. You're actually able to, you can say you can show your customers that you care more than the other guys do. Okay, so here you'll see what this rule is. So we use if this then that logic when creating rules. So you'll see here, this is an auto reply and it's related to order status. And again, this is something that our support team, our success team is actually going to be able to help you create. And we have best practices around this so that when a ticket is created, then the message, if the message body contains any of where is my order, then automatically reply with their tracking number. And there's no shortage of ways that we can set up these rules. And I wanted to also bring back something that Derek had mentioned earlier. Gorgias is built on machine learning. And we're going to get into that. Actually, I believe it's the next slide, maybe in the coming up. So hang tight. We're going to be talking about machine learning and sentiment and intent detection. But what's important is that we can actually build rules around sentiments and intents as well. So that when sentiments or certain intents are detected by machine learning, certain things happen. So we'll get to that. Okay, so understand what customers are asking. So this is a quick little graph about what the breakdown in terms of percentage of inbound support inquiries. If we were to bucket them, where do they all land? Okay, so as I said, I said 30%. It's actually 33%. 33% of all support inquiries are related to order status. Okay, so what about what about the other buckets? Okay, product availability, product feedback, product suggestion, product question, pre-order question. These are where you want to be spending your time. We don't want to be spending our time on order status. We want to be spending our time on the questions that matter, the ones that are pre-sale or cross-selling or upselling opportunities. Okay, so this seems like table stakes as well, but it's really important. We want to be able to take that product feedback to build new products. We want to be able to anticipate the negative feedback before you lose those customers. And more importantly, you want to understand where in your processes you can do better. So we're going to be able to identify what, and you'll see this in the reporting actually in Gorgias. You can actually identify where where these buckets are, what the buckets are, and use it to build your business. Use it to anticipate that negative feedback and build rules and macros around it, and understand again where you are in your process so that you can do better. Big time. Okay. This is we talked about this already, but it's what's going to happen, guys. So buckle up. This is going to be our holiday season. So when we're talking about automating responses and delivering a better experience for the customer, this is one that we need to be prepared for. Okay, so we're gonna hammer home this where is my order, and we're gonna talk about machine learning here for a quick second. So this is an auto reply around where's my order. I mentioned this earlier, but it was in sort of like a shiny little graphic. But this is actually how the dashboard environment looks with Gorgias. Okay, so again, if this then that logic, when the ticket is created, then, and here you can actually see this intents drop down. So if the message intents contain any of shipping status, and you see all these other ones, then you reply to that ticket with all of this Shopify variables. They're plugged in right into that response. It's going to be an auto reply. Okay, so now we're actually going to be able to start responding to tickets with exactly the information that the customer wants with the click of, or what do you call it? Not click of your fingers, the snap of your fingers. Okay, it's automatic. It's happening right away. Okay. We've also talked about machine learning really quick, but I wanted to draw your attention to this as well, because on social, you're going to be getting a lot of questions as well. And you may, okay, so let's start here. Number one, you're going to be spending a lot of money on paid media this holiday season. And number two, you're probably going to be getting a lot of support inquiries on social. So we need to be able to identify three things. We want to know when there is a lead, if there's positive social intent, if this is a possible customer. We want to identify negative comments, and we also want to identify social questions. So Gorgias does this. We're actually going to be able to auto tag with machine learning and then triage these tickets according to those three statuses, and then we can respond to them accordingly. So if it's a social lead, we can actually drop them a coupon. If it's a negative comment, we may want to win them back. We may want to, and in fact, we may even want to hide the comment if it's really bad. If it's a social question, that's another opportunity to turn a question into an opportunity, and an opportunity into a sale. Okay, so we're going to be auto tagging around intents, and machine learning is going to be, or the Gorgias machine learning is actually going to be detecting whether it's a positive or negative intent, whether it's a lead or not, whether it's a question you see here. This is really, honestly, where a lot of the power of Gorgias lies. And again, something that our success team is going to help you set up. Okay, this is the last one, monetization. This is really where we make our bread, so to speak. I've never actually said that before. That's the first time I've ever said that. But it's true. This is where we're going to be making, this is what really matters. So we haven't talked about chat yet, but live chat is super important, as you guys know. We want to be able to, when a customer is on the site and they're browsing, we want to be able to actually, and they're in a buying mood, they're considering a purchase, we want to be able to respond accordingly. So we want to be able to deliver objection-busting statements and product-specific discounts. So with Gorgias, you're going to be able to view where that customer is on the website and how long, and set specific rules. Excuse me, around when that chat is going to pop up and what message is going to be delivering that customer. Okay, so imagine the customer has been sitting on a certain product page for more than 10 seconds. We set up a rule. We've already set up a rule so that after 10 seconds, a very specific message is delivered to that customer right on the page. If they would like to have a conversation with a support agent, then they can do so. And now that support agent has a moment to actually deliver value to that customer, maybe deliver them a coupon, for example, to drive them closer to a checkout. The world is your oyster, so to speak. So with live chat, we can set up certain flows, certain automations to actually make that buying experience a very easy one. Okay, this is a really good example of that. So in this case, Lowell has come in. She's on the site right now, and she's on a product page. She's 81, and she's looking for help buying this product. You'll see here that Rachel actually built the cart for her. So Rachel, instead of having Lowell build the cart herself, Rachel built the cart for her. So now now Lowell actually has her cart populated with the item that's been recommended to her by Rachel, and she'll be able to make the purchase. Cool, right? And then in terms of so we talk a lot about revenue, but how do we know how we're doing? With Gorgias, we have very advanced reporting, and we can actually drill in exactly which agents are doing what and how they're doing in terms of sales. So each agent is now empowered to drive conversions through support. And now we're going to measure their performance so they can continue to improve. So Rachel, you can see here, is doing well. Her conversion ratio is 11.85, but Addison is at a 13.3. And Hannah probably just started. Let's give her a little bit of credit. She just has 2 tickets assigned. Her conversion ratio is at 0%, but sure enough, she may get to 20%. Tickets created, you see here that we have an increase in tickets created. Tickets conversion ratio is down this month, but we're getting sales from support. So that's a good, that's what matters, and we're up 1%. So how do we improve that? Okay, we've talked about SMS before, and this is a big one. SMS is huge, and it's going to be huge this holiday season and moving forward. So with SMS plus customer support, so plus Gorgias, with SMS plus Gorgias, now you're actually able to introduce even more purchasing opportunities for the customer. So in PostScript, for example, this SMS is between a customer and Gorgias, or a customer, sorry, and the brand, and they order a 12-pack, and they live your shit. Typo for sure, but we know what they mean. Eli responds, appreciate you so damn much, and they dropped a coupon code. Okay, so what does that actually yield in the end? Well, you'll see here the difference. Okay, and it's important. I want to draw your attention because sometimes you can miss this. March to May 2020 is in the top, and March to May 2021. And this is actually from Olipop, one of our customers who does a lot with SMS and Gorgias, a ton. Can you get, my other headphone just died. Can you hear me, Derek?
I can still hear you. This is fun though. This is why AirPods. We'll have to talk about that one later.
They're no good. I charged them before I got on this, and then they're dying. Okay,
this is absurd. I'm just looking at this. Are you saying that
it's
in
crazy.
March of 2020 they didn't use you or SMS or your pre-sales strategies?
They introduced SMS from March to May 2021.
Okay.
It's a snapshot. It's a snapshot in time. So it's basically between the time that by the time they introduced Gorgias, that was the lift in sales via support by introducing SMS to Gorgias.
That's absolutely insane. Okay, I'll let you get back.
Take a look at that. Like, this is crazy stuff. Like, this is totally crazy stuff, and we're able to measure this, of course, right within the Gorgias dashboard. And this is not this is not out of reach for the merchants in the audience. Okay, like, this is like, we can do this. This could be you, and our support team will help you get there. That's our bread and butter. Okay, so we're gonna summarize these three really quick because I don't know how much time I have left. I have 3 minutes. Personalization, empathy is the key to retention. We know this. Automation for post-purchase and repetitive questions. This is key. You guys got to take note of that. We want to automate as much as we can. And then, of course, for monetization, that was that last slide, and really what I've just been talking about basically this whole time. More pre-purchase engagement opportunities. And in fact, we want to even have more post-purchase engagement opportunities. And with Gorgias, we're enabled to do that. Okay, so that's my presentation. I wanted to leave you guys with an offer as well, and my email. So if you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask them in the chat right now, I suppose. Derek, is there going to be an opportunity for questions?
We're moving straight into the next presentation, but we can have people follow up with you with questions via email.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so there's my email, guys, michael.potters@gorgias.com, and love to offer you 2 months free of Gorgias. No obligation. I should mention too that we bill on a monthly basis. So unlike our peers, our legacy peers, the other Helpdesk guys, one starts with a Z. They will I don't know if I'm, yeah, it's Zendesk. And they'll try to get you into a 12-month contract, very likely. And with Gorgias, we bill on a monthly basis. So 2 months free. Shoot me an email, and we'll get you guys started. Thank you, Derek, for hosting me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can only, so yeah. And we heard from Nick about SMS and Messenger, and then layering this on top of that. You guys are actually a great 1-2 combo, I would say, because you can see the revenue numbers, big revenue numbers. And that's for I'd say like a relatively smaller merchant.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even during Black Friday, Cyber Monday times. I literally, I messaged in our team chat with Gorgias. I said, put this slide from Michael on the homepage to your team. So I think it just you can kind of write over the top of it and show the value of the tool. So I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. And we've plugged your email address here in chat. You'll also be in the show notes. And if anybody is going over to Gorgias to book a demo with them right now, just tell them the e-commerce tech team sent you, and they'll be sure to get you the 2 months free. Thanks again, Michael.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome. With that,